What's up, y'all? My battery is about to die from the camera, so I'll maybe record some of my phone. And I forgot my charger in the gym, so we'll have to get that. But hopefully, I can charge it in between sets, so it should be good. Anyways, today bulking, body weight is still going up. We're still good with that. We have a top set of 5, followed by 2 sets of 6 in the deadlift. So actually, some really fun, epic deadlifts today. So should be really good. Last week I did 255 for a set of 5, so we're aiming for 265 probably, which would be pretty epic. And yeah, that is a 10 kilo PR because last week was a PR as well. So still on the PR every single day, pretty much, kind of thing right now with the bulk. Man, it feels like 2020 again with all these PRs. It's pretty crazy. What's up, y'all? For my regular microphone, there was some issues with the cable, so I tried my regular headphone microphone here. So let me know if you prefer this one or the other one. I think the quality here should maybe be a little bit worse, but at least the connection with the cable should be much, much better here. So anyways, deadlift today. We have a top set of 5, and last block we ended up at that one top set of 5 at 250 kilos. We're talking about paused 5s right here, which was the PR, and we already in last week, which was week 2, we already had a PR there of 255 kilos. So in this video here, we're gonna go even more up from that to hit an even bigger PR. So that is gonna set us up for even bigger PR next week. So we're just PRing every single week still. This is week 3, and next week is week 4. And next week, week 4, we're probably gonna aim for like 275, something like that, for a paused set of 5, which will also be the heaviest set of 5 I've ever done, and it is paused. So warming up here, really emphasizing the long arms cue and trying to sit up. It is a little bit annoying to sit up because the bulk is annoying for the deadlift, but I can get a little bit around it by having these 1 meal sessions where I only have 1 meal before I actually train. And then I have around 1.5 to 2 hours from the last meal to training, and then deadlifts feel all right, but they still feel better, like on a daily level without being in a surplus. Although strength-wise, they definitely feel better in a surplus, so it's a little bit complicated with that. That's also why in some of these sets here, you're gonna see me trying to set up for like a hella long time, where I just really want to get the brace right, but I can't really get it right because of the bloatness and everything with that. So yeah, a little bit annoying with the deadlifts, but strength-wise at least we're looking really, really good. So it shouldn't be an issue. Also, really the thing that I mentioned like a long time ago, where I cannot burp, like that is an actual issue for the deadlifts because that means sometimes I get like some air into my belly, which I cannot really get out. So that is super annoying when setting up for a deadlift and trying to brace, which is also one of the reasons actually a beltless deadlift feels so much more comfortable for me compared to a deadlift with a belt. So last one right here, 220 kilos. It's a little bit difficult to decide exactly what weight is going to be the last warm up, but typically it is either 220, 250, or 270 depending on what I need to go up to. But I definitely prioritize the bigger jumps typically. So it's not often that I'll go all the way up to 270 as my last warm up for something, especially not if the top set is below 270. So here's my top set, 265 kilos, which is a 15 kilo PR since last block. So pretty amazing with that. And that actually wasn't too bad. I could set up in less than 3 hours. So that was awesome. So, actually, that matched my all-time best 5 rep max in a regular deadlift. Although, recently I did that set of 7 with straps with 270 kilos, so technically I have done a little bit more in my lifetime, but this is my 5 rep max, 265 previously. So, match that in a week 3 with pause. Pretty insane right now. So, I should be good for breaking my 7 rep max here, and at 270 with like 275, something like that in the next week. So that should be good. And this is a secondary day. Should be mentioned. It is a pretty sub-maximal day. But you will also see here on the backoffs where instead of a prescribed weight, I have a prescribed RPE. Where the last, I can't remember, like 6 blocks, it was a prescribed weight of somewhere between 195 and 205 kilos, but now it's prescribed as RP7, although I'm not pushing it all the way up to RP7. This is 230 kilos, it's probably closer to RP3, but just because of like how much heavier it is, it's not that big of a deal that it is an undershoot, because it is a 30 kilo PR undershoot. So who really cares about undershooting if it is a big PR? That is really the main point here, where I can just keep on building with this, keep on the momentum, and maybe, who knows, I'll end up doing like 2 sets of 6 with like 250 kilos as back off in the next block, something like that, which would be pretty insane. So, straps or not straps on the deadlift. I very, very much prefer not straps, so you will see me on all of my heavy top sets pretty much. I will use no straps unless I have to use straps, but my hands cannot tolerate an unlimited amount of sets without straps, just because of like the skin literally tears a little bit up. So sometimes you have to use straps, and it's a little bit annoying positional wise and setup wise, but it is what it is. So, when it comes to the RDLs, I think there's like 2 ways of doing them. We have the tempo, super hinge focused, really, really clean RDLs, which is like purely hamstring focused. And then we have the deadlift variation, more so kind of RDL, which is what I'm doing here. I used to do the tempo hamstring stretch focus RDL, but my coach told me that I should try and go a little bit quicker down, not tempo as much, and really just focus on moving a little bit more weight around, so I can like push it a little bit more and have a like one-to-one correlation with my RDL to my regular deadlift. So here is a PR set of 6 with 185 kilos, which is still pretty clean and it is pretty easy. The only thing that is sometimes a little bit annoying with the RDLs is the brace, because I am using a SPD belt for the RDLs. I just didn't change that, and maybe I should. I feel like the brace may be a little bit more tight with the SPD belt, but it's not really giving me as much free room, and sometimes that's a little bit annoying and cutting the range of motion a little bit, which is actually what happened here, the 170 kilo on the first rep. I got like very, very much just caught up in the SPD belt, where I couldn't go further down and only could go a little bit further down in the later reps. Which is nice, but it shouldn't be that way from the first rep on. So I would prefer to have a maybe a little more stiff belt than the deadlift belt that I'm using, but can still provide a really good brace like the SPD belt. So probably like something like an SPD 10mm belt would be the perfect way. Although I'm not gonna spend, what is that, like almost $300 on a RDL belt that I'm not gonna use for anything else. That would be pretty crazy. But would be something that I would do because that's just how I work. So that next up we have some leg pull downs here. I decided to go somewhat chill. It ended up not being chill at all. It ended up all 3 sets being like RP 9 to 12, something like that, where I had to like bust out some partials at the end because I wasn't able to get the full ROM. So make sure when you do that that it is the lengthened portion that you're actually using the partials for. Is if you're goal with these are to grow your lats, because that is really where the most hypertrophy is going to come from probably, and like the lats are still really, really active there. If you're talking about upper back, they may be more active in the bottom positioning, so if you're doing lengthened partials in the top, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. Yep, still got a little bit of that sickness stuff. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but that's not really affecting my lifts too much, so within that I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, as long as it's not affecting my eating, how good I can eat, how good I can sleep, how good I can train, then I don't really care that much about it. Now it is slightly affecting how much I can eat, the sickness, although it's very, very minor, so it's not really any big issue or anything like that. So not really gonna do much about it. Hopefully it just goes away by itself. That should be good with that. So next up we have some face pulls here, and I've been really, really big into pushing the face pulls for just upper back hypertrophy overall, which is like pretty much a key element to both the squat, bench, and deadlift, but never really trained in the squat, bench, and deadlift as much. They're obviously all used there, or it's used in all 3 lifts, but it's not a prime mover of any of the lifts. So make sure you get a good big upper back so you can stabilize your squat, bench, and deadlift. Bicep curls, as you guys know, I'm not really pushing these at all. It's mostly just to stay healthy and not get injured that I'm doing the bicep curls. If I could not do it, I would not do it, but it is probably the best to have some diverse range of motion, as I actually talked about in the video yesterday about accessories. That some accessories are purely there just to avoid injuries, and yeah, here for the tricep push downs, they are more so for a prime mover and actually useful. Alright, we're back from the gym, sitting here to eat some rice and beef. It is a deadlift day today. It was deadlift day today, so it was a 1 meal training, which means I have 2 meals after this. So this one right here, and then after that we have the chicken and pasta. I don't actually think I've shown too much of what I eat in a day. Maybe I should do that on my next rest day. That would be cool. So right now I'm listening to KOTL, Gavin Naden, Nick Manus, Russ Rowland. That guy. It's a pretty cool podcast. I'm only 1 hour in, but it's cool. And while I'm eating, listening, I'm trying to calculate everything that I'm eating in terms of calories per day from everything, and stonks per day, how much it costs per day, and the best stonks to calorie ratio of all of the foods that I'm eating. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna sit here, chill, and do that for a little while.